What's up, guys? Rob from Japanese Gaming here, bringing you another Let's Play. This time in the lands of Hearts of Iron 4 to round out, for now, our Paradox series of Let's Plays. We started in CK3 in Sweden, did about 100 years there. We did Victoria 2 in Colombia, did our full game there, 100 years, and we are here in Hearts of Iron 4. I say round out for now because, you know, EU5 is coming out, so I may actually play EU, which is a game series that or the game in the mega campaign that I never played. I never really played EU4 that much. By the time I got into it, I was so far behind on DLCs, it just became kind of overwhelming as to where to start. So if I like EU5 enough, I will certainly do a Let's Play in that at some point. And who knows, maybe one day I'll do a grand campaign. Not really sure. But for now, we are here in Hoi 4, and I have all the DLCs in this game except for Graveyard of Empires and Trial of Allegiance, so I don't have the focus trees for South America, and I don't have the new focus trees for this region of the world, but I have every other DLC, and the only mod we are using is the player-led peace conferences and Sigma of Iron, because seeing funny faces is funny. Other than that, this is a vanilla game of Hoi. And the reason I picked the US is because I think the US offers the most you can do in a game. So with the US, you have a huge industrial base, so you can do, you know, Army, Air Force, Navy, and you can do all three of them really effectively. You can do armor, you can do sick Marines, you can do a lot of stuff with the US. So that's why I wanted to play the US, to show you guys a lot of the facets of Hoi. Now, unfortunately, with the US, that does mean that we are going to be out of the war for quite some time. We're not going to really be joining the war until 1941. So this first episode is just going to be a mega episode. We're just going to plow through, basically, until we get to the start of the war. And then episodes after that will just be regular episodes. So, whoops, no, not that. We're not doing that just yet. We might not even do nukes this game, to be honest with you. Like, nukes are cool and all, but I don't know. I feel like with them nerfing a lot of the... You don't have radio, huh? With them nerfing a lot of the special projects, the nukes are not super great. So, yeah. So the US is pretty powerful, obviously, and can be kind of easy mode, to be quite honest with you. And so to mitigate that, I am setting some limits on myself. I do want to build 36 variants of ships, so we'll start with the depth charge thrower. So the limits I'm having on myself is specifically with the Navy. You start with a gigantoid fucking Navy as the US, and I'm not going to use any of the starting ships except for our Pride of the Fleet. At least I'm going to try to avoid it. I may end up needing to steal some of the Navy just for naval supremacy in some parts of Japan. I'm going to do my best to avoid actual conflict with any real navies with these starting ships, but because like some of these sea zones are so big and gigantic, it might be hard to get naval supremacy with a smaller navy, just in terms of like the intel efficiency, not necessarily the fighting part of it. So I may need to steal some of these ships just to get more range on my patrols, but I'm going to do my best to avoid that. I would really like to actually just not use this navy at all. So we'll leave it like here for now. We'll merge all this stuff up and it will put it into its own theater. So we're going to be essentially starting with 0 Navy. Because quite frankly, you can just use the United States' starting Navy and you will absolutely destroy the IJN. For now, keep in mind that this video is being recorded prior to the DLC, which we know is coming, which is the rework of Japan, China, and a lot of the Pacific Theater stuff. So this is being recorded prior to that. So do keep that in mind. The reason why I'm keeping these planes, we're not going to be using any of this stuff, but we're just going to have them set to train because it's just going to grind air XP, albeit very, 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 very slowly. Grinding air XP is very difficult with just training. Our Navy, however, is going to generate us a fuckload of EXP. So yeah. So what's going on here in the U.S. in 1936? Of course, we are continuing the New Deal. Just trying to get that stuff out of the way. We have the London Naval Treaty signatory, which limits how big our ships can be. We have Monroe Doctrine Enforcer, which doesn't actually do us anything right now. We have the Great Depression, of course, which is giving us huge debuffs to everything. And Home of the Free, 20% ideology drift defense. So the biggest thing the U.S. doesn't get is political power. The U.S. gets pretty much everything besides political power. So yeah, we're just gonna spam infrastructure to start. We're probably going to just max infrastructure in the entire country, to be honest with you, at some point. But yeah, because we have Great Depression, it really kind of limits some of the stuff we can do, at least for now. Yeah, I think we go, yeah, forget, yeah, this shows you like your buffs and debuffs, but anyway, so we're spamming infrastructure. We don't really even need to build civs because we're going to get so many from our focus tree. But we may build some because I am going to need to trade for so many resources. The builds that I do, you end up trading for like everything. So yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to avoid building civs in places that we might build ports in, because I am going to need a lot of ports for the build that I'm going for. Tennessee. We're just going to spam out some civs. And keep in mind, I am by no means a Hoi pro. I have a fair bit of hours in this game, but I am by no means like, you know, a professional when it comes to Hearts of Iron. So I know this isn't the pro strat to build civs in the US, but we can always convert these to mills later on. So that's that queued up. We do want to sell off most of our starting equipment. We're just not going to use any of this stuff. And I'm going to be going a little bit ahistorical on the US. I'm not building carriers. I'm doing a cruiser navy. The rest of this playthrough will be historical, though. The AI is set to historical and all that. We already start with the naval facility, which is awesome. I'm going to give this guy in here. We will build an aerodynamics facility. We'll build it here because Grumman. Shout out Grumman. And we'll get that going after we upgrade the infant stuff and these other places. And we will also build a land facility. Just because I'm East Coast biased, we'll put everything on the East Coast because I'm cool like that. Yeah. And we can build a nuclear facility. We'll do it in Nevada just because. Oh, I can't build it in Nevada. I don't have supplies. Oh, yes, I can. Build it in Nevada. But we might not do nukes this game. We'll see. So this is our starting army. We do start with 2 infantry templates that are different. So your infantry division is 18 with artillery and engineers, which is actually pretty good. Your National Guards are 24 with artillery and engineers. We're probably going to switch one of these templates over to an assault template So we'll do like 8 or 9 pips of infantry and 1 pip of or 2 or 3 pips of artillery, depending. We'll see. We're gonna switch this over to our garrison brigade. It's a 6 width. We're gonna bump this up to like 12 or 16 width. But these are gonna be our ports guards. And our marine template is kind of poopy to start. It's only 8 width, so we're not really gonna bother training marines until we have that template where we want it to be. So let's split these guys onto their own army. We'll just call this the garrisons. We'll just temporarily switch these guys over to this symbol. These guys will probably just stay our defensive inf template for now, but yeah, we'll swap everybody over to the offensive inf template for now. 3 of them into their own army. And the other limit I'm placing on myself is that we're not going to auto gimp Japan in the Philippines. Basically, it's very, very easy to just snipe the Japanese as soon as they declare war. You can stick your entire army in the Philippines and basically just truth nuke Japan's army and navy. Mostly their navy, if they even land. You can just like annihilate that really easy. So we're going to let them get the naval invasions basically, and the only units I'm going to place in the Philippines is the Marines, and I'm going to keep them down here in the south of the Philippines, and my navy is not allowed to be over here until the war starts. The only thing I'm allowed to put over here is Marines and Air Force, so I can help the Philippines with my Air Force, but I cannot help them with my navy until the war starts. So they'll basically have a couple months to start getting their stuff going. So I am going to build up the naval base on Wake as well, because this is probably where we're going to be repairing a lot of our ships, is over here at Wake Island. And the naval base level determines how many of your dockyards can be used for repair. We're going to take this up to 10 right away. And we have to look at our production. So basically what I'm going to be trying to do is build a decent amount of infantry, get some really good Marines, and for Europe, when we eventually go over there, I want to get some good armor divisions. Now, we are going to do a kill Japan first game, and that's mostly just for the sake of time, to be quite honest with you, because if you let Japan run wild and take over the Philippines and Borneo and, you know, Sumatra and Papua, it becomes really tedious and annoying to have to island hop, and it takes a very long time. And since the latest DLC, the Soviets tend to die pretty damn quickly, so we're going to do a kill Japan first game. We're going to focus them down and let whatever happens in Europe, unless we see that the Soviets are like literally about to die, and then we might have to quickly run over and save Europe. But yeah, we're not going to gimp Japan in the Philippines. We're going to put up our Air Force, and if they take over the Philippines even with our Air Force there, it is what it is, and we'll have to launch from these other islands. But so yeah, we're not going to build any of these ships, because we're not allowed to use our starting navy. So we'll just delete all this stuff. And we're not going to build the P-35, so we'll put like this. We do need to build trucks, and we do need to build trains. So we'll do like 2, 4. There we go. And we're just going to build convoys to start. Yeah, and we're just going to decommission all of this stuff right away. We're just building convoys. So yeah, I think that is finally our setup here. 15 minutes into the video.
Yes, sir.
We'll get these guys over to the West Coast, and we'll get them training. Whoops. Make sure they go through Los Angeles and San Diego. There we go.
Yes, sir.
We'll assign some generals. Patton's going to be over in the armor side, so he's not going to be that. We're going to give Bradley to our... we're going to give Bradley to our... Oh, we might give Truscott to the Marines. We'll give Bradley here for now.
Ready, sir.
And we'll get the game going while we rename this. So this will just be 1st Infantry.
Advance.
This will be the 2nd Infantry. People want to buy our stuff.
Advance.
And these will be the Port Guards. And we'll give them somebody down here, like a 3 defense guy.
Ready to move.
As the name implies, these guys are simply going to be guarding the ports at our important facilities. I think that's it. So yeah, so we're gonna have to play with this Congress thing here, which is fine. It's a little frustrating.
Ready to move.
It's not the most well thought out thing in the game, I'll tell you, but it's not the end of the world here. This will be the Pacific Theater. To be honest, these 24 inf are probably all we really need. Alright, so, whoops. Japan abandons the naval treaties, okay. Yeah, that's fine. This will just be the reserve fleet. And we're just going to get these guys training because that will generate us a lot of naval experience, and we're going to need a lot of naval experience. So they can just train for now. Yep, so that is the Ethiopian War. Italy is going in. Going ham on Ethiopians. We're going to take it up to 5 speed because we're not going to be part of the war for a long time. But I will still do my best to show all the events that happen throughout the game because it's interesting. Can get a naval commander. Yeah, you can see our Navy experience is skyrocketing because of these exercises. All right, so Turkey remilitarized the Straits, and Germany has remilitarized the Rhineland. So we are going historical, so we're going to go with the Works Progress Administration. We do need to do these lobbying efforts in order to keep support for our initiatives here going. But I think it's important if we need to get a silent workforce, I think, just to get as much political power as we can get, because God, we need it so bad. That's like the one thing we're not going to have this game is any political power at all. And we need to make sure Congress is on our side in order to pass New Deal stuff. So our first special project is available. We're going to get anechoic tiles to start. This is going to be good for our submarines in order to make them more effective. Our armies should be over where we need them to be. So why don't we go ahead, get these guys exercising. Because again, this is just going to generate us XP. Okay. continue on that. Just getting our research techs done. We're gonna need, this seems like, oh my god, generating so much naval experience. Trust me, we are going to need a lot. So every now and then you'll get these little pop-ups where we need to build stuff in Alabama or any other kind of, any one of the other states. We need to build a munitions plant in Alabama, which is fine. And this is going to embarrass the shit out of me as a U.S. citizen, because there's going to be points where I'm like, where is this state? Yeah. So don't worry about that too much. So you see we're already at 100 naval experience, which is sweet. So we have the depth charge thrower, which is nice. So before we build any 36 destroyers, cruisers, or heavies, we do want to get better torpedoes and better guns. This is a 1939 tech, so we might not be able to get better guns for our 36 models, but we can get better torps, which is good. So we'll go ahead and get better torpedoes. Cruisers and battleships or screens. We're gonna go screens because we're going light cruiser navy. So okay, the works progress administration. Get our extra research slot. We have 188 political power. Can we get? Yes, we can get a financial expert, which I think might be worthwhile. Or we can try to get our army commander. I think we'll do the economy for now. We'll get the financial expert, which will make us so we build even more factories, or more of our civilian factories are being used to build as opposed to going towards consumer goods. So yes, what was I gonna check? Oh yeah, the 36 builds. We need better sonar and better torpedoes for both of these guys. Yep, okay. And I think cruiser. We can start building our cruisers now if we wanted to. The 36 light attack cruisers. Can I get a better fire control module on them? I think so. So maybe we'll wait to get the better fire control module before we start building our cruisers. Oh, we can't build them anyway because of the naval treaties. So we are going to try to abandon those pretty damn quickly. I will tell you that. Yeah, we'll just continue on here with our industry tech. We are going to switch off of base strike and go to trade interdiction, because base strike is about carriers and stuff, and we're not doing that, and we're not really doing too many battleships. We're going to do trade interdiction instead. So we can go ahead and do that now, actually. Because we're doing light cruisers, and I believe that's pretty much the meta for the most part, is light cruiser navy.
Commands.
But yeah, you can see just exercising these guys, and the US has so much fuel, it doesn't matter. Just exercising these guys gives you so much stuff. So we can't do construction 2. We don't really need XCAV yet. We will need some synthetic oil experiments, but maybe not yet. Let's go ahead and get the radar for our destroyers. That munitions plant was done. Ba-bam. Got another research slot, which is neat. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the 36 heavies, because we will be trying to build those. Oh, right, pick a focus, my guy. Yeah, we need to get some slow recovery going, so we'll do that. We have decent support right now. So we should be able to put through our next initiative. Let's go ahead and do a small lobbying effort, though. Just to make sure people are on our side. So Ethiopia is dead. Rest in peace. And the Italian or Spanish Civil War is going on. And Republican Spain is probably going to lose. I'm pretty sure Italy also got the Forever War. Yeah. So if you don't cap Ethiopia quick enough, you end up in a war with... technically at war with the Allies because they invite Ethiopia to be a government in exile. Not that that matters all that much, but yeah. Naval experience gain would be nice. We can take this for now, and then eventually we're going to switch over to Naval Refit Yard, I think. Cruiser design cost minus 60 is pretty cool. Light ship design cost minus 60 is also pretty cool. So there's Torp 2s. We do need a sonar for our destroyers. How much longer until this is done? 72 days, and then we can get the next fire control module, and then we'll start building some stuff. In the meantime, I think we do get a... Yes, this one. A 300% research bonus for heavy fighter modules, which is your medium plane. So we're not going to get the 40 mediums just yet. We are going to wait until we go down that tree. So what do we want to do here? I guess we can get the radio for now. Unless there's engineers. We are going to need maintenance companies eventually for the armor stuff, but not right now. Logistics companies will be nice. Is there anything that we're like really rushing? I guess we can get range improvements. Yeah, we're going to do medium long-range aircraft. So Lockheed is going to be building our stuff. We're doing heavy fighters this game. If you put fighter modules on medium air wings, they are heavy fighters, which is neat. We probably can't do our next, you know, we need, yeah, new deal legislation is still being drafted. So we need to do other things. So in the meantime, we can go ahead and issue the Neutrality Act. Start going down that tree. The MIOs are a cool idea, but more annoying in theory than you might think. Yeah, they're just not like very well thought out, I think, for the most part is the issue. We don't need to worry about putting anti-tank on our planes because we're just going to put bomb bays on our cast planes. We are going to need to get down to heavy MGs. We need heavy MGs and survivability studies, maybe cannons. And I would like to rush engines at some point, but we'll see. We might do naval bombers with our light platforms. We'll see about that, but... Alright, we'll get the radio for now because that is useful for your reinforcement rate and stuff of that nature. Minus 13 rubber. What the hell is using all our rubber? Oh, anechoic tiles. Yeah. Let's go ahead and import rubber. Yes, we are going... The Democrats, we are not doing... We're not doing an Alpha Land in gameplay, I'll tell you that. So, Norfolk Dockyard. So, we're going to queue all of this up now. We don't really need to go too crazy on that. Just a little bit would be nice. And then, yeah, we're going to spam light attack. And then we could go down to, yeah, production output, and then there you go. So we'll get that set up. That way we don't have to worry about that MIO for the rest of the game. It's set up to do what it needs to do now. Alright, we need to do... Invest in shipbuilding in Washington. You got it. We'll set that up. Yeah, we need to do a lobbying effort here because the House fucking hates our guts. They're like, bro, this president is trying to get us out of the Great Depression. Fuck this guy. Elsewhere in the world, Spain is dying. Oh, wow. All of that stuff just finished all at once, huh? Alright. Yeah, get us basic fire control. We'll slam that onto our ships and then we'll start building them. Construction 2. And there's nothing else we need to do for now for our Navy, I don't believe. We'll start rushing the 40 stuff in a little bit. Air Force stuff. I guess we can start rushing some of this stuff. Our army's not really like the end-all be-all at this point currently. I do want to get like logistics companies and field hospitals and stuff for our Marines. But I think we need to start producing planes like as quickly as possible. So there's no like anything in our tree for torpedo. Special Forces Doctrine, Transport Models, Naval Doctrine. Convoy Tactics, yeah. We're not going down Carrier Primacy. We'll probably do Battleship Primacy. Yeah, nothing down there for torpedoes. Strategic Bombing, CAS Effort. Yeah, just like bomber models and stuff. So we can start rushing our air now without really like losing anything. So let's get survivability studies. Okay, we have issued the Neutrality Act. We'll go Arsenal of Democracy. We have a ton of political power right now, which is good. Yeah, we can't mobilize our economy. And we can't get a captain of industry yet. So, war industrialist doesn't really do us any good. I guess in the meantime, we can start filling out some of these guys. So we'll grab ourselves an army commander. Non-combat ad supply penalty would be nice. We'll give it to Dwight. And we need an Air Force commander. An Air Former would be nice, but Air Accident chance is nice too. We just need to start getting air XP if we're going to build these planes. We might actually save up. We'll save up for the air reformer, I think. Range improvements. We'll get the heavy MGs. And then once that fire control system is done, we're going to start building planes over here. Yeah, we need more support. Just a little frustrating. Yeah. Why don't we get our air reformer and then we'll do a medium lobbying effort. Arsenal of Democracy, very nice. Get radar going. Get another research slot. We have a bunch. Put 2 on trucks. We're gonna need it. Fire control module done in 10 days. Yeah, we'll get our aeroformer and then we'll do a medium lobbying effort. There we go. All right. Yeah. Industry tech. So, why don't we go ahead and start building stuff? So, 36 subs. We can't put our anechoic tiles on these just yet. So 36 torp subs. We'll just name these after like birds. Why not? Yeah, these can be the skull. That's fine. We want the 36 cruisers. And we'll put fire control 2 or fire control 1 on them. And these are going to be screens because they're light cruisers. We'll name these after fish. Why not? Yeah, well, we'll give them the shield icon. 36 destroyers. We're going to build the these are our escort destroyers, so we'll put fire control 1 on them. We have the light attack spam with some torp attack. We don't need radar on these guys. They're not these guys are not the anti-sub ones. These guys can also be named after fish. Yeah, so the light attack cruisers, you just spam light attack, and that's really it. The subs, obviously, just torp attack. Escort destroyers, I like to do a mix of torp attack and light attack. We also need our anti-sub destroyers with our radar 2, and then this is just like all anti-sub like stuff over here. They can be the crab symbol because it's funny. And then I don't think we can build our 36 heavies yet because I think we're still... Oh, I don't have one. I think we're still like signatories to the fire control. Yeah, we can't build these yet. We could build them potentially if we took off some of the modules. Like, I wonder if we can take off the anti-air. Yeah, but then we need to put the armor on it. Yeah. Yeah, so we can't build these yet. We have to abandon the naval treaties first. We need 20% world tension, so we'd have to take off like a lot of the heavy batteries, and at this point it's like, is it really even worth like building this thing, you know? So, oh wait, I need to put these into production. What the hell am I doing? All right, so yeah, start getting all this stuff into production here. Right, so we're gonna set us up like this, basically. There we go. Set it up like that. The anti-sub destroyers are the least important for now. Oh crap, I did it wrong again. God damn it. There we go. Anti-sub destroyers. We'll get this set up like this for now. We're going to be spamming dockyards, which actually we might start doing now, to be honest with you. So... let's boost the infrastructure of all of our Coastal provinces. Provinces, states. And then we're going to spam dockyards here. So we have 29. And I think the number that I end up going for is 70. So we have 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 30, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Bam. Queued up all of our dockyards. And we'll knock this Philippine stuff down to the bottom for now. And we'll get these dockyards going because we are going to need to seriously get this shit in gear here. So there's been a anarchist uprising in the Spanish Civil War. The Regional Defense Council. Not of our concern, really. Okay, so we can get our air reformer. I know it's weird to not get a naval commander just yet, but we're getting so much XP from exercising, it kind of doesn't really matter. And then let's go ahead and do our small lobbying effort. We'll start importing stuff to build our ships, because we want them building at maximum efficiency. That's ahead of time for now. Concentrated industry is not ahead of time. We could also get an XGAV tech, because we do have a fair bit of resources in the US. So we want to make sure that we're kind of taking advantage of that as much as we possibly can. Alright, another research slot, very cool. So we... No, new deal legislation is still being drafted, so we can't do that anyway. So I guess we could start going down to War Department for now. And we're rushing some of our Air Force tech, I believe. So we could rush Engines 3 and then use the 300% research bonus we're going to get on improved mediums. So I think that's probably the move. We don't really need cannons. So anything else that we want to do in the meantime before we commit to rushing Engines 3? We are going to want to rush our naval tech pretty soon. It's already 37. But we're going to free up some research slots soon here, so... Alright, we'll rush Engine 3s, it's fine. Yeah, so China is forming its faction, which will be interesting to see going forward because China is getting a rework, as well as the faction system as a whole is getting a rework at some point with the China DLC. Nice. Got some random support events, which is always cool. Let's queue up this stuff because, again, I just don't want to deal with this, so reinforce that. Bam. We'll get heart attack, piercing, and breakthrough. Soft attack and breakthrough. We're almost at our naval experience limit, actually. Hello, Mr. Robert Oppenheimer. XCAV 2 wouldn't be bad. We're not hard up on building spots just yet. And we can always rush this infantry stuff later on. It's not a huge deal. We are going to want to possibly try to build Amtraks, but maybe not right now. let's get ourselves set up to start rushing some of the naval stuff here in a little bit. Oh, I forgot to take this before we built our. Darn it! I forgot to take the thingy. We could do ship module research speed plus 20% and then go for sub primacy. The experience gain would be nice. War always changes. Alright, we'll take this for now. We might swap over when we start researching some of the modules. Alright, so we are going to want to get down to this because this gives your marine unit design cost minus 50%. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't count marine commandos for some fucking reason. So it's a very frustrating. And we have to figure out if we want to do grand battle plan or superior firepower. GBP is nice because you do get... Japan declared war on Shanxi. You do get... a spirit that gives you more special forces cap, which would be nice, but this gives you relief of command. So we're gonna take this because this gives you army XP bonus. So there you go. The I believe that's the Sino-Japanese War. Not Sino-Japanese. Sino is Japan. Yeah, just a Japanese-Chinese war. I was thinking of the Sino-Russo War. Yeah. So all these guys are joining. So we're set up to rush that. We're rushing engine 3, so the only thing left to rush is the actual medium airframe, which we don't need to worry about for now. Alright, so yeah, let's we'll get XCAV. More resources is always a good thing. As long as the national spirit, yeah, whatever. Austria can do whatever it wants. They're gonna not exist here in like a little bit, so I'm not too worried about them. I guess in the meantime we can get some of these support companies going. Yeah, we're gonna want logistics and field hospitals for our Marines, which we can make our Marine template better, but I kind of want to wait because I want to get Marine commandos. I want to get Marine commandos, but we are going to want to Marine commandos. There you go. We have fully kitted out our Marine brigade. So we can actually start building. You see, Marine Commandos still cost 5, which is really annoying. But I think a Marine template's going to look something like this. Give them a little bit of oomph. Swap this over to Pioneers, and then we're going to put field hospitals and logistics companies in this eventually, but we can do that for now. Yeah, how are we doing on government support here? We'll do a medium lobbying effort. I'll start training some of these Marines here. Standard Labor Act. I guess, yeah, we can't really do much right now. Yeah, we can't do giant wakes until 30% war support. So, don't really care about that stuff just yet. Don't really care about war plans divisions. So, why don't we rush down to escort fighters here in the meantime? You see, we're getting so much naval experience. It's like ridiculous. Pay farm subsidies. 5% consumer goods factors. That's totally fine. Our economy is going, as the kids say, sicko mode. So XCAV. So we'll get concentrated industry. And then we'll start rushing the plane stuff once we get down to escort fighters. Yeah, we'll probably do... Yeah, we're going to do air support. Get field hospitals. Oh my god, my game. Yep, so the anarchists are dead. Actually, Republican Spain's not doing terrible, which is kind of funny. Normally they'd be in a significantly worse position than this, but... Oh, have we produced any of our ships yet? Yeah, we've actually produced 13 of our ships. So these guys are going to get put into their own navy. Subs. These guys will just give like generic jellyfish. It'll be the jellyfish boys. Who cares about them? Am I right? There we go. But this will be USN Group 1. Give them Ernest King, or maybe Nimitz. Yeah, we'll give them Chester Nimitz. These could be... US Stalker Group 1. I guess I could put them in their own theater. Like, give them their own guy here. He's an aviation enthusiast. Well, congratulations. Maybe we should just give him Ernest King. We'll just call these the subs. Subgroup, and this will just be the Pacific Theater. Okay, so now we can make sure our ships are going to the right places. This is called the Reserve Fleet. Whoops. Battle Fleet 1. There you go. Much cooler name. We are going to stick our Pride of the Fleet in there. Escorts can go to Battle Fleet 1. Torp subs can go to Stalker Group. And you will eventually go to Battle Fleet 1. Like I said, I am not an expert in this game by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm almost positive I'm doing something wrong, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so production efficiency gain, yep. Production efficiency gain, yep. Production efficiency cap, yep. We don't really care too much about agility. We're just going to try to outproduce, and we definitely want ground attack, for sure. Air defense or ground attack strap bombing. We'll give them a little bit of air defense. Do that. Range and air attack. We'll do range and production output. The problem with medium planes is that you do run into production problems, like speed, break through. We're not really going to do much of this stuff anyway, so this might not really matter in the long run, but medium planes, you tend to run into like the fact that you can't produce as many, and the AI just spams the hell out of theirs. So we'll get our navies exercising. Yeah, it's almost about time to start rushing our naval techs. Okay, we do need to do a lobbying effort. We could also grant statehood to Alaska and Hawaii. I guess that we could also get our actual, you know, naval commander here. Yeah, we'll grant Alaska and Hawaii statehood. I also like to grant Puerto Rico statehood. We don't have the political power right now to do that. I guess we can start heading down the artillery branch. Getting so much Navy XP. Okay, so we finished radar. And then we can now get our 300% research bonus for heavy fighters, which is freaking awesome. Negative political power is fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. The hospitals are done. Let's get ourselves the super heavy battleship. Oh yeah, we want to withdraw from the naval treaties too. I forgot about that. Oh, we don't have 20% world tension. We can't do it anyway. But we are going to do that. Naval treaties are dumb. So much XP. Anschluss. Yeah. Goodbye, Austria. Goodbye, Spain. These are Marines. One of our Marines are out. Very nice. First Marine Corps. And this guy. I always give this guy because he's got engineer and commando, which is two very nice traits to have for your Marines. Can we put both the zoology and field hospitals? Let's swap this template over in the meantime as well. So we're gonna do 9. I'm just gonna do this because it looks better. So do 9 and 2. This will be our assault infantry. We don't need to give them either of these. There we go.
Listen up.
Yep. Assault infantry, very nice. So much naval experience, dear Jesus. There we go. That's our research bonus. Awesome. Can we do another? No. The legislation is still being drafted, so that being the case. Oh, we need 58 senators for that. We do have senators. Oh, goodness. 261 representatives. I see. So let's do a medium lobbying effort so then we can do our 2 Ocean Navy Act. In the meantime, I guess we could just get research bonuses for stuff. Let's build the Pentagon. Oh, yes. Ta-da! 300% research bonus. Freaking sweet, man. That is awesome. Okay, Brooklyn Naval Yard. All output. Heck yeah. Armor or armor plus 15% and production cost. We can afford the production cost. We are the US. By golly. Definitely get the light attack. Get the heavy attack. Spam light attack. There we go. Got 100% stability. Heck yeah. So, I guess we can get synthetic oil. We're not going to really need it too much, but we may need it a little bit. Definitely heavy guns. Okay, we do have 20% world tension, so let's save political power so that we can withdraw from the naval treaties. Do we want to start rushing these? I believe yes. So let's go swap this to integrated designers, and let's start rushing some of these more important ship modules. So definitely the cruisers are very important.
Listen up.
There we go. Spain is dead.
All in.
Rest in peace. So Oregon wants a munitions plant. Oh, Oregon. Where are you on the map? See, this is, you know, again, pathetic that I don't know this. Oh, I never boosted Oregon's infrastructure. That's silly. You see our dockyards are coming in quite nice. There we go. 2 Ocean Navy Act. Sweet. Yeah, so I might have overbuilt, if you could believe it, because I did forget that we get a lot of I forgot that we get a lot of the dockyards from our tree, so you know, we might build some naval bombers. We probably will, in fact, so it might be worth getting this. Rock Island Arsenal. Breakthrough. All I want is breakthrough, breakthrough, breakthrough. Actually, hold on. Do it this way. Production efficiency gain, production efficiency gain, production efficiency gain, and then we can worry about the breakthrough. Electric Boat Company. We want as little sub-visibility as possible. So max range, less sub-visibility. Yeah, we need the range because of the Pacific is big. It's a big ocean, if you could believe it. Excellent. So we're up to 33 of our own ship designs, which is cool. Yeah. And so we are already at full capacity here for our build, which is nice. But I like to do 2 lines of the light attack cruisers. We're going to preemptively order a lot more Turkish chromium. saving up political power so we can abandon the naval treaties and start building these heavy attack ships. Nice. Huge. Naval doctrine cost would be nice. Oh, I could have used this for my Marines. I'm dumb. Anyway. Yep, Federal Housing Act. You always want to make sure that you're checking your New Deal stuff. You want to be doing that as soon as you possibly can. So in 85 days, we can start building 1940 modules for our CAS and heavy fighters, which is awesome. All right, so let's start rushing this stuff. 1940 heavy ship. Yeah, we're not even gonna build the 36 heavies at this rate, it looks like, which is fine. Let's make this garrison brigade a little bit better. Make it 16 widths. And these are like the main templates we're really going to be rocking with. We might use that infantry template for like motorized or something at some point, but I mean, I guess we can research the helicopter. I don't really use the helicopter support companies too much. The Munich Agreement. Hello, yes, I would like to withdraw from your very silly naval treaties, please. The people have spoken. All right. We are cruising. Rushing some cool naval techs. Yeah, we're gonna get fleet submarines. Oh no, we have to do cruiser submarines for that, right? Yeah. So there's really meh. That's very meh, if we're being honest. Yeah, this will be nice. Bureau of Ships. We can't do giant wakes yet, right? Where are you, giant wakes? No, we need 30% war support, which we might be able to. Oh, we can definitely choose that if we get an attaché with China. Boom. Oh, we're at our cap for naval experience. No, Japan, you can sugma, as the kids say. So up to 63 dockyards. Do we get any more dockyards from our tree? I don't think so. No, we do not. So yeah, 2, 4, 6, 7. So we don't need to build. It's 72, 74. Yeah, we don't need that many dockyards. We'll let these ones finish out, and that should be more than enough for what we need. Because we're going to have 2 lines of light cruisers. And I like to have 10 over, because the more we can set to repairing, the better. So I guess temporarily we can just spam these anti-sub destroyers, but we're going to have 2 lines of 5 each, so another 10. Because you can only put 5 each on your... Did I spend political power? I must have spent political power. God damn it. I wasn't paying attention. I forgot I want to withdraw from these dumb treaties. Oh, I did spend political power for the Giant Awakes. Okay, I think that's actually worth it, though. So we're doing good on our ships, which is neat. Build a munitions plant in Washington. You got it. Yeah, now we're getting some political power, so we're going to withdraw from these dumb naval treaties. The Panay has been sunk. We will demand compensation. Alright, cool. So we have the Montana-class battleship, which we cannot build yet. We're just going to put as much... of this stuff as we can onto it. Fire control 2. Although, can we potentially get fire control 3 before we start? No. Well, no, probably not. No, probably not. Fire control 3 is all the way down here, so fire control 2 is fine. We could just kit this thing all the way out if we really wanted to. Armor. Yeah, super heavy armor. Super heavy battleships. We'll name this after famous leaders. Actually, we'll name it after states because we're gonna name this after states. We could give it a little bit more attack. We don't need to put all this stuff on. This is like plenty, so there we go. And yeah, we can't build this stuff yet because of the naval treaties, but we are gonna... Boom, political power plus 100, awesome. Let's rush the destroyer stuff next. Let us withdraw from the naval treaties. Get a bunch of mills. Yeah. Yeah, we do not care. We are the US. We do not care. I'm building the goddamn big funny. All right? Yeah, we need so much chromium. We're just gonna preemptively buy all this chromium because, like, we're gonna need it. Let's be honest here. All right, so we should have 1, 2, 3. That'll put us at 74. We'll build one more to go up to 75. And then at that point, it's just gonna be spamming mills. Yeah, because we can't. Yeah, we're never gonna get this. It's a year away, and yeah, not worth waiting for. So. We get all of our 1940 modules going here. Cruisers, subs, heavy ships, and then eventually the destroyers as well. Yeah, by the time we started building all right, yeah, let's max out the rest of the infrastructure so we can build more efficiently. There we go. Boom. Full inf US. If only that happened in real life. But alas. There we go. So 75 dockyards, which means we can comfortably build everything we need to and also repair the ships when we need to, which is, you know, obviously hugely important. Alright, air-launched torpedoes, and yeah, wartime industry, which will help us convert. Actually, we'll do this one first. So that's it, right? We're rushing all of the models now. These should be fine. They should tick up on their own. So we'll just put a lot of stuff on guns because we're going to need them. Oh my god, I forgot to start building our planes. No. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, heavy machine guns. Just give this thing like 12 machine guns. 3 engines. Extra fuel tanks for the better range. And self-sealing fuel tanks. The P-47 Thunderbolt. Sure, that's fine. Do you want to keep it the Thunderbolt? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, you know what? Here, we'll do Air Superiority Fighter Mark 1. Oh, the Flying Eagle. I always like to give my things funny names and stuff, so we're going to want to start building this stuff ASAP. And then it's going to be considered a tactical bomber, but that's fine because allows naval strikes, allows logistic strikes. We already can Logi strike and CAS, so I'm just going to give it these things are going to be like buses basically, but oh, should I put a radio on the Eagle maybe for the night penalty -10? CAS Mark 1. I don't know, what's like another American thing, like a hamburger? Yeah, the Thundering Teddy after Roosevelt's cousin. Oh wait, we should change the picture to something like a little bit more stand out. Do we want to put radio nav? Yeah, we'll put the radio nav in, that's fine. Yeah, we'll start spamming these out as quickly as we can. Alright, the Fate of Czechoslovakia event has fired. Just spam. Actually, we'll keep these guys out of it for now, in case we do want to build more dockyards. I can't conceivably imagine why. But if we have like a disastrous first encounter with the IJN, we might need to spam dockyards. Oof, that's not good. Could give guns for the anti-fascist war, yeah. Yeah, so China is fighting Japan. Czechoslovakia is dead. Albania is dead. That was just that pop up just now. King Zog submitting. And we are starting to gear up. It is 39. So we're on track, I think, for the most part here. Maybe a little bit behind the 8-ball on the fighters and the CAS, but all right, sick. Yeah, Bureau of Ships. So, yeah, we have the improved batteries. We are going to want improved torpedoes. But we can start building our 40 cruisers now. We have Fire Control 2, yep, all the best newest stuff. Cruiser Engine 3, spam the hell out of light attack. And 40 light cruisers, light attack cruisers, yep, ba-bam. So that one's almost done building, so we'll let that one finish. And we'll do this. We'll put a 40 light cruiser under it. Knock this down to 1. Just go into Battle Fleet 1. Damn, 47 rubber production missing. Holy or steel. Yeah, we do need more rubber. We're gonna import all of the steel that we can from France while he's still alive. Alright, so things are going pretty well so far. Could build 1940 heavy ships in 21 days, which is cool. Ground attack is nice. Turkey can suck it. We have no interest in your Faustian bargain, Mr. Turkey. And we are going to need to start doing some of these techs down here to make our navy just more efficient at doing combat stuff. So we have a lot of political power all of a sudden. So why don't we get ourselves a war industrialist? Oh, we could have gone off disarm nation. I'm stupid. I also could have mobilized the economy. Oh well. Whatever. Okay. We are going to start training another army here. Whoops. Get that going. Oh my god, yeah. As more of these, like, mills roll in and we start producing these planes, you're going to see our rubber. We need so much rubber, which is one of the only reasons as the US to build refineries is just for the rubber aspect of it all. Oh boy, there it is. So, in case you didn't just see what just happened, there is World War II. There is the start of the war. It's time for World War I. No, not World War I, World War II. I don't have a module for that, really. Well, let's build one real quick. Spam heavy attack. Because it's funny. Fire Control 2. They don't really need a radar. Yeah, we'll just give them. Oh, they don't need super heavy armor. These guys don't need that much armor. That's crazy. We're just getting battleship armor too. So 40 heavy ship. And there you go. So this is what our production is going to look like for now. 2 lines of light cruisers, 1 line of escort destroyers, 1 line of subs, 1 line of anti-sub destroyers, and then our super heavies, which we're only really going to build 1, and then our heavies. So we're a little behind the 8 ball on the heavies, which is concerning. but it's not the end of the world. We're going to preemptively just buy all of the stuff from people. We have so many civs, it doesn't really even matter. Yeah, so these will be done in 42. So we're a little bit behind the 8 ball on these, but it should be okay, I think. We just got to keep clicking those off, otherwise we're going to be wasting XP. So we want... I like flexible organization. Orgloss when moving minus 15% is really nice. Let's mobilize the economy. Yeah, so Poland is dead. And now is the so-called phony war, where IRL everyone just kind of stood around not doing a whole lot. Just kind of vibing. Like, Germany is now at war with the Allies. But they're not going to do anything about that. The end of the League of Nations. There's the Winter War. So the Soviets have declared war on Finland. Because they think that they smell and they don't like them. So... Rubber processing. Yeah, we're going to need to build some oil refineries just for the rubber. We don't need the actual fuel out of this. We just need the rubber out of it. But we're going to need so many mills that it's kind of ridiculous to fund this gigantoid army. So once again, we're just going to eat everyone's supplies while we can before they potentially die. Alright, so we don't need to train these guys anymore. There's our 40 destroyer, but we don't have the torpedoes for them yet, I don't think. Right? No, 11 days for the torpedoes. Okay. So we can go ahead and sell our Pupuduki planes. And get our cool boy planes going soon. Got so much naval experience. We're going to have a full naval doctrine before the start of the war, which is crazy. There's our torpedoes. Everyone wants to buy our stuff. And why wouldn't you want to buy our stuff? Our stuff is cool, man. So, 40 destroyers. The anti-sub destroyers, depth charge 3s. So we can discontinue that. And then we want the escort destroyers with the new torpedoes. And fire control 2, yep. Newest engines on it. Okay. So... yeah, we'll let those finish out, and then we'll swap it over. So 40 escort destroyers and 40 anti-sub destroyers. So same deal. We'll just take this down to 1. We'll just take this down to 1, and those will finish out, and then start producing our better ships. And in 4 days, let's let that tick off. We will get our better submarines. There we go. We don't need a snorkel because we have the anechoic tiles, so. So 40 subs. the sub 3s with anechoic tiles and sub engine 3. Same deal. We'll take this up to 1, let that finish out, and then build our new cool stuff. Anti-sub destroyers. Yep. Wow, fleet ships are being repped at the moment. Yeah, these guys. You guys can stop exercising, actually. We'll stop exercising these guys as well. The war is going to start soon, and we want our ships to actually be, you know, repaired for the start of the war. Okay, there's the white piece between the Finns and the Soviets. I'm sure that peace will last a long time. Get these guys into that army. Although, truthfully, we're really only going to need the Marines and... the Marines in, like, one army of soldiers. God, we need so much crap. Oh my god. Here we go. A lot of things happening. Yeah, just keep importing, man. See, now you see why I built some civs in the beginning of the game. Yeah, we do want the special forces capacity multiplier, which would be nice. So, yes, Louisiana maneuvers is fine. All right, separate fire mains. Gotta make sure our navy is ready to go. Okay. Could get another XCav tech, which would be nice, I think. Oh my god, France, just give me all of your aluminum, bro. Yeah, so our navy's looking pretty good. We don't really have heavies, which kind of sucks, but it should be fine. Oh, now they're doing around Maginot. There we go. So France is about to be dead, basically.
Yes, sir.
We can actually tick time down a little bit now that the war is about to start. Of course, we're not going to be involved in the war until 1940, but what are you going to do? It's whatever, Mexico. You can do what you want, brother. Yeah, we'll get the bad weather penalty reduction, I think. Because there does tend to be a lot of bad weather in the Pacific Theater. Alright, so our spirits are all done. We definitely want logistics better, I think. Special Forces cap is nice. And logistics expert, which means we should be able to train some more Marines. How are we doing on planes here? Still building mills? Not yet. All right, let's keep spamming mills for now. Definitely need more mills because we need to ramp up that plane production. That's not where I want it to be quite yet. Also, artillery production needs to get better, I think. But yeah, between our subs and our main fleet, we should be able to handle ourselves against the Japanese. Yeah, I guess we don't need to change any of these templates for now, I don't think. I guess we can make this 20 width in case we ever decide to use it. Whoops. Train more. Yeah, I guess we're okay for now on these templates. Maybe we swap this over to Marine Commandos now. I don't know. It's going to cost us a pretty penny to do this. So their ore goes down, but their breakthrough goes way up, which I think is worth doing.
Listen up.
Yeah, air doctrine. Let's get as much of it as we can. We can build maybe naval bombers. But we don't even need to. These guys can port strike, so... I mean, maybe. We might build naval bombers, potentially. We'll see. Yeah, so I always like to do support company attack. So we're looking okay for now. I wish we had more casts than we do. But we're just gonna import all of this crap. Like, yeah, I wish we had more casts than we do, but it should tick up here relatively quickly. You know, we'll go 30 and 25. We are gonna need just a ton of planes, I think. Especially when we try to fight the Luftwaffe. Yeah, goodbye, France. Goodbye. Yeah. Here comes the surrender event. Wow, this France even got pushed by the Italians. That's terrible. There's Vichy. And that means we're not able to import stuff from France anymore. So we can import from Vichy, which we're probably going to have to do, unfortunately. Yeah, we just need all of your rubber, please. All of your steel. And all of your chromium. Yeah, we're going to have to import from Vichy, unfortunately. But that shouldn't be a big deal. Alright, let's get these boys over to... Oh, I forgot to build the airfield here. I usually build an airfield here in the south of the Philippines. So let's get our Air Force over here for now. Into Manila. Our Navy is coming along quite nicely. May 1940, so we still have a bit of time before the Japanese come in on us. We have a fairly sizable navy. We don't have any heavies at all. We have a battleship, but we have so much light attack, it really shouldn't even matter. We'll get our Marines. We got our Marines over to the Philippines for now. And I don't consider this like cheating because, you know, the US did fight in the Philippines, so you know, the whole famous I shall return thing. Oh, I forgot to yeah. I forgot to do that with our MIO. We do not want to update equipment because for planes it separates. So you see how we have a stack of 70 here? It's going to treat them as different planes because it updates the modules, which is so turbo annoying. Alright, so our Navy stuff is looking good, Oh, did I want to get torpedoes? Or I guess I could just get torp ones and just start building like some kind of shitball naval bombers. Yeah, just call it like naval bomber Mark 1. We get these going because we're still spamming mills, so yeah, we just need more mills. More mills, more mills, more mills. We need to get our production up. Get your money up, not your funny up, as the kids say. Alright. Now we can actually start doing other stuff other than Navy and Air Force. We can actually start building an army, if you can believe it. So Japan is, you know, they're doing pretty well. They usually do fairly well in China at the start of the game, at the start of the war, and then they very quickly kind of fall off a cliff with that stuff. Yeah, we will need some of this at some point. Tactical bombing, amphibious assault, naval invasion speed plus 10%. Yes, please. We're going to be doing a lot of naval invasions, and we need them to go well. So we don't need any of this stuff down here. Mine warfare, we're not doing any of that.
Ready.
Yes, spam the Marines. Yeah, we need to up our artillery production here. Excav techs. Yep. And let's start getting our infantry equipment up to date here. Alright. Stop training the Navy for now. We have a pretty kick-ass Navy, to be quite honest with you. Did that say Iceland has capitulated? Huh. Interesting. Normally they declare neutrality.
Ready to move.
It's a very interesting outcome there. Yeah, you can see the war in Europe has begun. Italy is fighting the UK and Africa. They're losing Ethiopia as per usual because they kind of always do. All right, let's establish the Greenland Patrol. And we can start developing these resources that we need so we don't have to import as much. Yeah, we can do another one of those. There we go. Occupied territories. Swap that over to the Garrison Brigade. We could create a spy agency. It's not like the biggest thing for democracies to do. Invest in Alaskan infrastructure. Okay. Yeah, it's not the most important thing in the world for democracies to have spy agencies. I mean, it helps. Don't get me wrong. It's useful to have. But you can't do collaboration governments, so... Eh. Yeah, we don't have to worry too much about this anymore, to be honest with you. Here, I'll make Puerto Rico state, why not? For funsies. Yep. So, the Soviets have completed their annexing of the Baltics. They claimed Bessarabia. The Axis is growing ever larger. It's pretty scary stuff. Pretty scary stuff, man. If we're being honest. Ooh, I'm sorry if you can hear me cracking my knuckles, but yeah, I'm a little worried about our lack of heavies in the Navy, but I think it'll be fine. I think we're just gonna have so much torp and soft attack, it's not even gonna matter. Not to mention we also have like some pretty sweet subs, which we may split these subs into like multiple smaller navies to raid and stuff like that, but we'll keep them all grouped together for now. Right. Should probably make sure the army is actually, you know, taken care of.
Orders. Ready, sir. Ready, sir.
Marines 2. Yeah, we're not going to be able to mechanize our Marines before the start of the war, but
Commands.
it is what it is. No, Mussolini, no. Don't attack Greece. Don't do it, man. Yeah, and we'll start researching armor and stuff for Europe soon here. It's a level 1 port. Yucky. Make it like a level 6 at least. Alright, so we have decent number of planes here at this point. We got some naval bombers, not that many, but all right, we have full entire naval doctrine before the start of the war. That's awesome. We should spam some of these garrison divisions, though. We'll get up to 24 of them. I think 2 full infantry armies plus the Marines that we're going to have is enough infantry. So once these garrison divisions are done, we're basically going to be bum rushing our armor tech for Europe. This episode's been going on for a long time, a 2-hour episode, but I don't really think there's much of a point in splitting up the prelude to the war, especially as the U.S. Oh, excuse me. Let's start getting the armor tech going here. Right, so we have 10 Marines before the start of the war. That's pretty sweet. Oh, 11 Marines actually. And we can train one more to make an even 12. Like I said, these Marines are not going to fight in the Philippines unless they get down to this island. I'm going to let the Philippines fight at least for a couple months, and then, you know, when if I kind of feel like we've blunted their attack enough, I'll bring the Navy over. I'll bring the Navy over and like we'll start fighting for real, but I'll give the AI a chance. Yugoslavia has capitulated. No. Yeah, so Italy has basically just, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why there's fighting going on in there. Italy has basically decided to end it all. They're going to lose to Brook here. They're losing to Africa because of course. But they've decided to pick a fight with Greece, which always goes well for them historically, I think. I don't think that's ever backfired on them. We'll just keep developing aluminum because, dear God, we need it so bad. I do want to spam some more mills for our artillery production. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll get up to 10 on there. Infantry equipment. Yep, we're still building inf equipment 1, which is actually kind of funny. But quite frankly, the Garand kicked ass, so see you later, Lev Trotsky. We can start building some of these military engineering vehicles as well. We're not going to need too many of them, but we will need some. Actually, to that end, let's just keep spamming mills kind of everywhere. We'll let some of these stuff build. But let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. Get our artillery production going, because we are deeply in the hole, which is not good. These guys can stop exercising. We'll keep these guys in the U.S. for now.
Yes, sir. Move out.
Stop it.
Move out.
Yeah, tank experiments. Because we're already researching the 36 medium, so we'll rush the 40 medium. We don't need to get 44s. Just the 40s is fine.
Commands.
Mobilize the supply. Tank. Yeah, this gives us some nice bonuses for things. Artillery, soft attack, recon, hard attack, and soft attack, hard attack. Yeah, we'll go down airland battle. Alright, so our Navy stuff should basically be done at this point. After we get shelled eyes. Not enough manpower for the garrison divisions. What? It's probably because the artillery situation. I mean, we're also training a lot of divs right now, so that's where a lot of our artillery is going, which is fine. All right, so it's 1941. Free France is trying to retake Sardinia, and they're gonna die for it. The UK somehow got cut off here, but they're still okay because they have Benghazi, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, Japan is still flipping about in China. China is 56% of the way capitulated. I know that sounds scary, but honestly, it's way less scary than you might think. Can dispatch the flying tigers. We need 100 fighters in the stockpile. Okay. We'll keep developing that stuff for now. The less we have to import from the Axis, the better. Game is lagging. Actually, no, we don't need to build this radar. If we could build a radar in our puppet, that would be awesome, but we can't, so. Come on, Japan. Come attack me, man. You know you want to. Oh, rest in peace, Italy. Rest in peace, Greece. Wow, I take it back. Italy usually struggles really hard in Greece. They're kind of kicking ass right now. Somebody's trying to naval invade Sardinia. Invest in the infrastructure of Atu Islands. No, I think we're okay. we don't need to do that. Main battle tanks. Detroit Arsenal would be nice. Guess we could get wartime industry now. We're not really going to be strat bombing that much. So that's all going. I can try to mechanize our boys, but it might not happen. We'll see. All right, cool. Add more Marines to the mix. Can we deploy more planes? I don't know why it's splitting them into groups like this. It's very weird. So I have 1,000 heavy fighters and almost 700 cast planes. Which you might be saying sounds like a lot, but boy howdy, when you find out how much the AI builds, yeah, forget about it, man. This may not be enough to take down the Luftwaffe. We'll go ahead and get this set up. So efficiency, reliability, breakthrough, reliability. And our escort fleet. The Chester concession. We could demand resource rights in Anatolia. Yeah, we'll do that. Because we're just the coolest of guys. Sweet. What does that give us? What resources are in... Anatolia? Oh, chromium. Does that mean I don't have to import chromium anymore? Let's see. No, we still need to import chromium. We can start building mechanized, which we should do. Because we're going to need it. We have so many guns in store, but all that's going to go away when we switch over to guns 2. We could just keep developing aluminum. Give him some more guns. Yeah, we don't need any of this stuff anymore. We don't really care what Congress thinks about us.
Yes, sir.
The Tizard mission. One times research bonus for fighter models. You know what? Sure. You got it, man. Okay, yeah, we can do unrestricted submarine warfare, which makes our subs even harder to detect. Floating harbors would be nice, but I don't really use them too much. Where is the... Yeah, surface detection. I know, visibility is 11.8. Pretty decent, in my opinion. We're gonna save our army XP because we might be building tanks pretty soon. So.
Ready, sir.
And there is a Barbarossa. So it is really kicking off in Europe now. Yeah, they're going ham. We'll see how the Soviets do. The last couple games, the last couple games I have had the Soviets almost die immediately. It's been pretty bad. Fall of Rome. What? Oh my god, Italy. Jesus. Italy is already getting their shit rocked. Yeah, because we're going to go down to try to get... yeah, we'll get this one, improved medium cannon. And then that's probably what we're going to slap on our tanks. It would be nice to get down to auto loader and heavy howitzer, but I don't think we're going to. Wow. Italy might die. They might fracture into their civil war. Yeah, we'll help them out. That's kind of crazy. It seems like after Gotterdammerung, it seems like it's basically a 50-50 as to how well the Axis or the Allies are going to do. I've seen some really good Axis games. Okay, yeah, the UK is now getting pushed out. Germany probably came down and was like, yeah, excuse me. Still working on our army stuff, I think, right? That's what kind of... Right, we have the 40 mediums. This will be enough for us to put on. This will get us onto our improved medium cannon, which is what we're going to slap on our Shermans. Alright, we'll get these two guys going over to the Philippines. We might build another airport here. Whoops. For our planes. Come on, Japan, attack me. Come at me, bro. Still have the relief of command, which is fine. Alright. Cometh at me, broski. Fire control 3. Yeah, concentrated industry. We'll keep up the industry tech here. Amtraks. We're gonna need a lot of these if we ever want to do anything with Amtrak Marines. We are gonna need so many of them. Just queue up more mills, because, well, you can never have too many mills, you know what I'm saying? What else do I need this land for? I might as well do this now, because in the next patch, coal is going to become a thing, which is going to severely limit how badly you can spam military factories. And I guess up here at this, we can deploy our naval bombers. Yeah, this is... Oh, all right. We're in the war, baby. Hell yeah. Okay, so 2 hours later... the war has officially started for us. So that's where we're going to end this first marathon episode. I know it was a very, very long episode, but I didn't really think it was necessary to split up the prelude to war into multiple episodes. So from now on, these episodes will be normal episode length, like 20-30 minutes, and we're going to be getting involved in the war here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I will see you guys again for the war next time.